I'm on a mission to earn as many different platinum trophies that I can get. That also means I have to jump into a variety of different game series, and one such series I hold very close, Assassin's Creed. And where better to start than the Ezio Collection, 3 games in one, and the start of the series which actually has the trophy system since the first game never had any. So let's start with the first game in the collection. Now for our first game we have a total of 51 trophies to collect, with 18 of them being tied to the story progression. And rather than going through every trophy in order, since there are 3 games in this video, we will quickly tick off the story missions now. The birth of Assassin for becoming reborn as Ezio Auditore da Firenze, Adavici Abstergo for breaking out of Abstergo, Welcome to the Animus 2.0 for entering the Animus 2.0, The Pain of Betrayal, DNA Sequence 1, Vengeance, Sequence 2, Exit the Sun, Sequence 3 completed, Bloody Sunday, Finish Sequence 4, Undertaker, complete the Assassin's Tomb under Santa Maria Novella, The Conspirators, Sequence 5, An Unexpected Journey, DNA Sequence 6 completed, Bleeding Effect, complete the training and re-enter the Animus, The Merchant of Venice, finish Sequence 7, The Impenetrable Palazzo, complete Sequence 8, Masqueradia, Sequence 9, Bianca's Man, DNA Sequence 10, The Prophet, Sequence 11 completed, The Vault for finishing Sequence 14, the last sequence, and finally An Old Friend Returns for escaping the hideout. And with the story missions out of the way, let's go on to the rest. As soon as we are granted access to being freely able to explore the area, we climb up to the top of Giotto's Campolinia, where there is a viewpoint to unlock the surrounding area of the map. Upon performing a leap of faith, we get the trophy High Dive. Hidden throughout the whole of Italy, the previous Animus occupier hid a total of 20 glyphs, with a piece of video locked behind them. Scanning our first one unlocks the trophy Tip of the Iceberg, and after solving the puzzle of the glyph, a piece of the puzzle is awarded. As we've been progressing through the game, it has only made sense to do each viewpoint we find to unlock the map bit by bit. And after completing our 10th viewpoint, I Like the View pops up. Now, just like any other game, there are some trophies that require a very specific task, and there are some more likely to pop up while casually playing through. A few of these easier trophies are Lightning Strike, awarded for sprinting 100 meters, Handyman upgrading a building in the stronghold, and Mailman for intercepting a Borgia courier. Now there are also a few trophies linked to the side missions around the game. Luckily we don't have to finish them all, but we only have to do one of each. Macho Man is awarded for defending a woman's honour by beating up their cheating partner. There are a few assassination contracts around, and completing one of them unlocks the trophy Assassin for Hire. And after winning one of the races, we earn the trophy Still Home. Back in Sequence 5, we had to complete one of the hidden Assassin's Tombs. There are a total of 6 different tombs, each with their own trophy on completion. Choir Boy for the trophy in Santa Maria del Fiore. I can see your house from here in the tomb inside Torregrossa. Hallowed by their name, Basilicas de San Marco's tomb. Ventinia Gladiator, completing the tomb inside Santa Maria de Fiesole. And Prison Escape, the final Assassin's Tomb inside Rocca di Ravanolidia Fortress. I definitely butchered most of those names, I'm very sorry. The only trophies we now have left are the collectibles and the ones which require you to do a specific task. We'll start off with the unique actions. The first trophy we get is Doctor, for poisoning an NPC and then air assassinating them before they die. Street Cleaner was easy enough. After killing 5 guards near a cart of hail, throwing them in earns the trophy. Walking around the streets of Italy, pickpocketing all who we see. After a total of 1,000 florins is pickpocketed, we unlock the trophy Kleptomaniac. Fly Squatter is awarded during Sequence 8's mission in Frequent Flyer, for kicking the guard off the roof while using the flying machine. Next up, we have No Hitter, for killing 10 guards while remaining in conflict without being hit. Easily done enough thanks to smoke bombs. Now the next two trophies require us to go back to Montedegione and buy a couple of new combat abilities from the combat training tutor. The ability for throwing sand and using the sweep attack for a long weapon are required. Ezio Sandman is awarded for throwing sand into 4 different guards' face at one time. And Sweeper is unlocked by sweeping up 5 guards at once using a long weapon. Podesta of Monteleone is the next trophy, for upgrading the stronghold to 80% of its total value. While in the area, we quickly run around collecting all 8 of the statuettes for the trophy Myth Maker. With our stronghold now at 80% and no longer needing to buy any upgrades for it, we can start to collect the trophies which require us to use our funds in other ways. Victory Lies in Preparation is one of these trophies, for acquiring all hidden blades, item pouches and armour upgrades. For tinting our clothes Wetlands Ebony and Wetlands Ivory, we get the trophy Perfect Harmony. Art Connoisseur is next up for buying a painting in both Florence and Venice. Now one of the factions around the games are the Courtesans, and after spending 5,000 florins hiring them, we get the trophy Red Light Addict. While running around and hiring them, we've also been throwing a load of florins on the ground for a total of 300 for the trophy Man of the People. After solving all 20 of Subject 16's puzzle, we get the trophy Vitruvian Man. And once all 100 feathers hidden around Italy are collected, we get the trophy In Memory of Petrico. After placing all the feathers inside the chest in Montedegione, we are awarded the Auditore Cape for our travels. Wearing this in all cities plus the mountain range unlocks the final trophy of Show Your Colours, and in turn the Platinum Trophy Master Assassin. Now it's time for the next game along. There are a total of 51 trophies, the same amount as the second game, and just the same we'll start off by flying through the story trophies, with a total of 14. Technical difficulties trying to access DNA Sequence 9 for the first time. Battle Wounds, complete DNA Sequence 1. Sanctuary, find a secure place to hide and re-enter the Animus. Golden Boy, discover the shrine in Terra de Tinio. I'm going to pronounce a lot of these places wrong again. Rome in Ruins, DNA Sequence 2. Fixer Upper, Sequence 3. Bang! Destroy the machine gun. Principalia in Another Castello, complete Sequence 4. Fundraiser, finish Sequence 5. Forget Paris, Sequence 6 completed. Bloody Sunday, Sequence 7. Victoria Agai Assassino, complete Sequence 8. Rescuetat in Pace, complete the last sequence of Sequence 9, and a knife to the heart for securing the Apple of Eden and the last story trophy. Serial Killer is our first non-story trophy, which we happen to get right at the start of the game for performing an execution streak of 10 kills. Now, Brotherhood is the first game in the series which adds an extra challenge to be completed within each mission, to achieve 100% synchronization, and there are 2 trophies linked to it. The first is Perfect Recoil, for achieving 100% synchronization in any sequence other than the first one, which we get at the end of Sequence 2. The other we'll come back to later on. After the completion of Sequence 2, we gain the ability to leave the Animus, and there are 2 missable trophies here. Mail a Demon for accessing your emails in 2012, and Dust to Dust for finding an artifact in 2012. Back in the Animus, after renovating 5 buildings located in the Artigo district, we get the trophy Home Improvement. And after recruiting the 3rd assassin to our creed, the trophy Brotherhood pops up. During sequence 4, we discover that Leonardo is being forced by the Borgia to create a variety of different weapons for them. Each one destroyed gives us a new trophy. With one being done during the main story, it only leaves 3 more left to collect. The first is Splash, for destroying the naval cannon. Kaboom is next for the tank. And Boom is the last one for destroying the bomber. For destroying all 4 of Leonardo's machines, he gives us his latest invention of the parachute, which is needed for a couple of different trophies, one of which is Special Delivery, for double assassinating from a parachute. Much like in the previous games, there are a few trophies for completing the hidden assassin tombs, and one of which is given during the main story, meaning we just have 5 more additional shrines to complete. Gladiator is the first of these trophies for completing the shrine in the second Colosseo. Amen is then awarded for the shrine in Basilica di San Pietro. The third shrine is in the Catacomb de Roma, giving us the trophy Undertaker 2.0. Completing the shrine in Plaza Laterone gives us the trophy One Man Wrecking Crew. And the final shrine is Plumber, for the shrine located in the Cola Maximalia. Definitely said that wrong. However, to access the shrine, the nearby aqueduct must first be repaired. While both playing through the story and completing the additional objectives, I've been making sure to send out my assassins every chance I get to level them up for the trophy Welcome to the Brotherhood, awarded for a recruit making their way to the rank of assassin. There is one trophy later on which I have been dreading, to 100% sync every mission in both the main game and DLC and most of the side missions, with a few missions just being exceptions. But luckily we don't have to replay the entire game if we miss it during the first playthrough, as there is a feature to replay every mission, and upon replaying our first mission we get ourselves the trophy Deja Vu. Now one of the exceptions for the 100% are the guild challenges, however 10 are still needed to complete for the trophy Show Off, which we manage with ease. The original Assassin's Creed Brotherhood also had a few multiplayer trophies to collect. However, in the remastered, the multiplayer has been completely removed and the trophies are replaced with ones from the DLC. The first DLC trophy is Going Up, for killing a guard with a bag that drops from a lift. After raising our notoriety high enough, we can bribe the orators, paying one of them and then pickpocketing them straight after earns us the trophy Easy Come, Easy Go. With enough assassins recruited to our creed, we also gain access to the Arrow Storm ability. Using it to kill 10 guards at one time unlocks the trophy Air Strike. Grand Theft Distress is the next DLC trophy on the list. Unlocked for stealing 5 horses from their riders without leaving a horse, which is easily done by circling around the Costalia, assassinating any horseback guard we see for our next horse along in the chain. The DLC adds an additional mini game of Hazard, and upon winning 10,000 florins by max betting every time, we get the trophy High Roller. Strong Arm is awarded for throwing a long weapon, heavy weapon and a smoke bomb more than 10 meters at a guard, and after a few failed throws, we get the trophy. Our penultimate DLC trophy is Clowning Around. Hidden around Rome, there are a total of 5 different Harlequins doing handstands by the river, and for beating up all 5 of them, we get ourselves the trophy. Now for the last DLC trophy, we have to complete the story missions of Da Vinci Disappearance. And while doing so, we make sure to hit 100% sync on each mission to save us coming back and replaying them for the later trophy. With all the DLC missions completed, we get ourselves the trophy GPS. Although the DLC added a few more of niche trophies, there are a couple in the base game already. The first is Your Wish is Granted, for throwing money into a well. Killing a guard with a broom gives us the trophy Spring Cleaning. And the final one is the gloves come off, for winning the highest bet in the fights. Right at the start of the game, we're shown the Animus virtual training program, which honestly I completely forgot was a thing, but turns out there's like a load of different courses you can actually do in it. The Trophy Perfectionist is also linked to this. The trophy is awarded for getting a gold medal in 3 different courses, and after failing more times than I would like to admit, we get ourselves the trophy. Now, Roma is split up into multiple different territories, with a Borgia Tower being located in each one, with the area unable to be restored until the Borgia Tower has been destroyed. Upon destroying the last tower, we get ourselves the Trophy Tower Offense. Similar to the last game, there are still a load of collectibles, this time of feathers and Borgia flags, plus a series of puzzles left behind by Subject 16. So in all, Subject 16 gives us the trophy. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. I can translate it, but I think it spoils it, so I'm not going to. Before we get into the feathers and flags, there is another trophy we have to tackle first though. Ill Principle. The trophy I have been most dreading. Awarded for 100% in every mission in both the main game and DLC, plus some extras, which I shall chuck on the screen now. But after many attempts of replaying through some of the missions, we finally get ourselves the 100% synchronization and the trophy Ill Principle. Now for the feathers. Luckily this time around there's only a total of 10 we have to collect as opposed to the 100 in Assassin's Creed 2. And we can actually buy a map from the painters to see their location. Collecting all 10 gives us a trophy in Memoriam. Now the flags are a completely different story, with a total of 101 to collect and with some of them being hidden in the Romius layers, the tombs we were having to explore earlier. But there is a saving grace as opposed to the feathers in Assassin's Creed 2. A map can be brought, making it a lot easier to collect their missing ones. And collecting our 101st Borgia flag on the top of Castello San Angelo earns the trophy Capture the Flag. Since we are on top of the Castello San Angelo, parachuting up unlocks our final trophy of Fly Like an Eagle. With the Platinum Julius Caesar following right behind. With that, Brotherhood has now been platinumed. 2 out of 3 games done. It's time for... Now, this time around, Revelations only has a total of 50 trophies, 1 less than the last 2 games. But just like them, we shall quickly go over the story missions for a total of 10. Best served cold is for completing the first DNA sequence. Istanbul and Constantinople, DNA sequence 2. My protege, an unmissable trophy for having a trainee reach the rank of Master Assassin. Seal the Deal, sequence 3. The Prince, complete sequence 4. The Plot Thickens, sequence 5 completed. Successes and Failures, finish sequence 6. Old Boss, New Boss, sequence 7. Priorities, DNA sequence 8. And Revelations, finish the last sequence of sequence 9 and the end of Ezio's story. Now our first lot of non-story trophies are for completing the Desmond sequences. On Animus Island there are a total of 5 different archways which you can enter and it'll take you to this weird first person area, which are easy enough to complete and just tell you more of Desmond's backstory. In the original game, to access these areas you have to collect a certain number of Animus fragments scattered around Constantinople. However, in the remaster, that requirement has been removed, or I just experienced a bug. So we complete them all before completing sequence 2 of the main story. The Early Years is awarded for completing the first sequence, The Reluctant Assassin for sequence 2, Escape to New York sequence 3, The Rotten Apple, the 4th sequence, and Are You Desmond Miles for completing the 5th and final Desmond sequence. Our next trophy was a pretty easy one, Overkiller, awarded for us for assassinating 50 guards with the hidden blade. And I would have been surprised if I had missed this before completing the story. Not long after, our money is stolen from us from a Templar tax collector. Chasing them down and tackling them down to the ground, we get the trophy Tax Evasion. Now, one feature both Brotherhood and Revelations share is the ability to send your assassins out to complete missions to level them up and get money. However, compared to Brotherhood having to only get 1 assassin to the highest rank, we have to get 7. Well, technically 6, as 1 is already done in the main story. This is going to take a long time, but for now we do at least get 1 other trophy from this mode, Armchair General, for taking control of all cities simultaneously. Iron Curtain is a trophy that I could have got back in sequence 2, but since I didn't look at the list beforehand and did not know this was a thing, I didn't. It's awarded for completing a den defense without using the cannon and your base not losing any health. And rather than trying to get this from one of the dens the Templars might try to reclaim, we go back into the mission on the defense and complete it with ease. Now, while in the process of replaying some missions, there are a couple of other trophies which are easier to get this way. Silent but Deadly is awarded for killing 3 guards simultaneously, with only throwing knives. Right at the start of the mission, the Wounded Eagle, in sequence 1, 3 guards go to attack you straight away. But by holding down the throw button, we launch 3 knives at the guards, and the trophy is ours. Mosh Pit is another one of these easy trophies. By replaying the Master Assassin mission, The Thespian, Part 2, after assassinating our target, we are swamped by the surrounding guards. And once they get close enough, throwing a couple of poison bombs down, 10 guards become poison, and at the same time the trophy pops up. Our next trophy on the list is Spider Assassin, for climbing up to the top of the Hagia Sophia in under 25 seconds. Which was fairly easy since the back of it was more or less a straight line up, so we got up there pretty quick. Bully is next up for beating up Duccio, who I just happened to randomly bump into while doing a Master Assassin mission, mistaking him for our target. I Can See You and Lightning Strikes are 2 trophies that we got at the same time. The first is for killing 5 guards under the effects of a smoke bomb, and the other is killing 5 guards in 5 seconds using the hidden blades. So we just double assassinate the first 4 and finish the 5th off while under the power of smoke. Monster Dance is awarded for having a poison guard incapacitate 3 civilians. Now, it is apparently easy to get at the same time as Mosh Pit, the other poison trophy, but instead I found it easier just to find a guard near a crowd of people, poison the guard and throw money down around him. Show Off is awarded for parachuting onto a zipline, which was easy enough. And the last trophy we get before taking on the DLC is Mousetrap. This is earned by killing 5 guards with the scaffolding after they have been stunned by a Caltrop bomb. Luckily, this time around, it doesn't have to be 5 guards at one time, but instead in total. And since there is scaffolding right next to one of the sewer entrances, we can quickly fast travel back and forth to reset the guard spawn along with the scaffolding. Rinse and repeat this until the trophy is done. Now for the DLC trophies, The Lost Archive. Now, the DLC for Revelation brings us back to the same mechanic used in the Desmond sequences. However, this time around it follows Subject 16, Clay Kosmadic's life, and the levels are a fair bit harder. The first trophy we get is Save Yourself, for falling more than 25 meters and landing on one of the replaceable blocks. But the Creed follows soon after completing Memory 2. For Memory 3 we get the trophy Jump They Say. And another memory later, Enter the Animus is unlocked. Memory 5 was the easiest of the lot, and completing it gives us the trophy Meet Your Maker. And last but not least, we get the trophy The Loop for completing Memory 7 and returning back into the loop to Memory 1. Now, we have technically finished the story of the Lost Archive DLC, but there are still a few more trophies we're missing. Impress Warren Vidic was the first, and honestly my most hated trophy in the game. It required us to go back into Memory 4 and complete the whole Animus testing sequence without dying. It wouldn't be too bad if it was a short section, but it's almost the whole level and everything just seems to want to kill you, and the blocks that you place just don't seem to work how they should. This honestly sucked. I died so many times and had to keep resetting the level. But eventually we made it through and earned the trophy.
Don't worry, Lucy will get you out. We're a team.
The next trophy is Cross the River Styx without dying. Similar to the last one, it requires us to go across the River Styx without dying, located in Memory 7. However, the section is a lot smaller and a lot easier to make our way through. I only had to reset a couple of times, but the trophy is now ours. Hidden in each memory, other than Memory 5, there are a few Decipher fragments to collect, for a total of 20. Unfortunately, I missed one back in Memory 7, but since we had to go back anyway for it, it wasn't too bad. Upon collecting the last fragment, we get ourselves the trophy Find All Pieces, and in turn unlocks a path to the back door in Memory 5. Returning to Memory 5 and making our way to the end, a new bridge has formed with all the fragments, and entering the arched doorway at the end completes the DLC and earns us the trophy Breaking the Loop, for escaping the loop. With the DLC now finished and the loop escaped, it's time to go back into the main game and finish off what we have left. First of all, we once again go for 2 trophies at the same time, the Mentor and a Friend Indeed. Now throughout the whole playthrough, I've been making sure to send my assassins out off at any given opportunity to level them up, and after 7 of the assassins have reached their max XP and the following den missions have been completed, we have 7 trainees now at the rank of Master Assassin, earning the trophy the Mentor. A Friend Indeed is awarded for completing every single challenge in a single faction, and the faction we chose to do was the Assassin factions, and since our last challenge was to have 7 Master rank Assassins, we complete the Assassin faction and the trophy pops up. Worth 1,000 words is our first collectible trophy, for finding all of Ishak Pakker's memoir pages hidden around Constantinople. But luckily for us, there is a total of 10, and the bookshop happens to sell a map to them all. We quickly make our way and grab all 10 and the trophy is ours. After finding all 10 memoirs, a hidden tomb is unlocked in the Hagia Sophia. And after finishing the level, it doesn't have to be completed at 100% sync, but we did manage to do it in the time limit anyway, we get the trophy. Next, we have our other collectible trophy of Capped. This time around for collecting 100 Animus data fragments. Unfortunately, there isn't an in-game map we can buy to see where they are all located, so we have to resort to outside sources. However, I have been collecting them as we've been going throughout the game. And once we hit the 50 mark, the game actually is nice to us, by showing us the rest of the locations on the map. This would have been a nice feature back with the feathers in Assassin's Creed 2, but it is what it is. With the last fragment collected, the trophy is now ours. I've been putting it off for a while, but it's now time for 100% synchronization. But luckily, we only have to replay a few missions since I was aiming for 100% on each mission anyway, and compared to Brotherhood, the trophy only requires us to get 100% story sync as opposed to all missions. Upon finishing our last 100%, we get the trophy Fond Memories. Now, I probably should have gotten this trophy when we first unlocked the ability to craft different bombs, but it doesn't take that long and it hasn't actually affected our gameplay in any way. For completing every bomb mission, basically a tutorial on how they all work, we get the trophy Pyromaniac. Our next trophy is apparently a grind to do, but honestly it didn't even take an hour and was a lot quicker than I was expecting. After completing the second set of challenges for the Thieves faction, we unlock the ability of thief looting. If we hire a group of thieves and then kill guards around them, they have a chance to loot their dead bodies for us. For the trophy Fast Fingers, we just have to have them complete this 50 times. It was not a bad trophy at all. Now, I'm unsure whether this trophy is glitched or just doesn't specify well enough. the Trophy Craft Maniac is awarded for crafting 30 bombs. However, after crafting 30 bombs at the bomb station, it never seemed to pop up. However, after crafting them in the quick select wheel and throwing them down on the floor, repeating this 30 times, we end up getting the trophy. So either it has to be done in the craft wheel or it's just glitched. Either way, we still successfully get the trophy. Now for probably the longest trophy in the game, Sage. The trophy is unlocked by collecting every book in the game. There are a few book missions around which require us to get to a high point, eagle vision to find the location and loot the book. These were easy enough. The hard part is buying all the books. There are a total of 18 different books that can be bought, with 14 being in Constantinople and the other 4 being in Cappadocia. Now that doesn't sound too hard to get, just go to the bookshelves and buy the books. Simple, right? Well, wrong. The reason this trophy is hard to get due to how expensive the books are. In order to buy every book in the game, you need a total of 453,104 Acce. That's if you have all 15 bookshelves renovated, more if you don't. And even though I have almost gotten every trophy in the game by this point, I still have barely reached over 100,000 at any time. So the way we overcame this trophy was to renovate every shop in the game to be earning about 25 Acce every 20 minutes. Sit on a bench, and go AFK. We then collect our money every hour until we have enough to buy every book. And after buying our last book, the trophy doesn't unlock. Yeah, so it's bugged, but luckily there is a way around it. Quitting the game for some reason will then unlock the trophy once you have all the books. At least we don't have to go through the whole game again just to hope that we get the trophy the next time. Now for our last trophy, Almost Flying. After climbing to the top of Galata Tower and then parachuting down to the Golden Horn, upon hitting the water we earn the trophy. And shortly after, the Platinum, the Conqueror, is now ours, and all 3 games in the Ezio Collection have been platinumed. And there it is, the video is over, another 3 Platinum trophies in our hand. And well, I would like to go and finish the rest of the series with Assassin's Creed 3 being next up, but it would be nice to know what people think. If there's any other games you want to see me platinum, or anything like that, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I will see you in the next one.